There was an accident at the end of the street.
Bring her in. Careful of the paint, it's wet. In there, to the left.
She was hit by a motorcycle. Shock.
You're her father?
No, I was just driving down the street. I saw it happen. And I imagined...
Don't touch her!
She's very cold.
Well, it's most likely shock. I'll call an ambulance.
Patients have been known to die waiting for an ambulance, Doctor.
I'm aware of that. And I should like you to be aware that not knowing the extent of the injuries, I could be responsible for her death if I had tried to do anything.
Ethical evasion of responsibility, Doctor?
I think you understand quite well what I mean.
No, I don't. This child might be dying.
And she might not.
It's your duty as a doctor to do everything you can for her.
After 33 years, sir, I know my duty.
Then examine her.
I'm sorry, I'm not in a position to do that.
You're afraid of a lawsuit, Doctor. Why don't you try to contact her parents? She must live around here somewhere.
Excuse me. I'll call the ambulance. Hello, this is Dr. Giles Ferguson. I want an ambulance. Yes, it's an accident case. Ferguson, that's right. 32 Rose Lane, Woodland Hills. No, it's west of there.
Doctor, I need your help.
Just a minute. Left on Buckthorn. It's 1 mile and 3/10 to Rose Lane. You turn right, the third house on the left. Yes. That's right, Buckthorn. Yes. Thank you. Dear God, what are you doing?
Cardiac arrest. Heart massage.
Did you give her a stimulant?
There's no time. Will you?
We can't do it.
Do as I say. Hurry.
Tell us about it.
The child's parents will probably want you at the hospital for consultation, Doctor. I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
Sefford. Alexander Sefford.
Is your office downtown?
No, but you can find me in the phone book. You think the child's parents will bless me or sue me?
I have no idea, none whatsoever. I only hope you did the right thing.
She's alive, isn't she?
Yes?
That's all that matters to me. I'm sorry I inconvenienced you.
You're quite sure it was cardiac arrest?
I'm sure.
It was a nice piece of work, Doctor. Chest surgery's a little out of my line.
Fortunate for the child, it isn't out of mine. Good afternoon, Doctor.
Get me the police department, please.
Thanks a lot. 5 minutes. You said you wanted to write it for 5 minutes. It's almost 2 hours.
Look, I'm sorry. I stopped for a red light and I couldn't get it started again.
What do you mean couldn't get it started?
Just what I said. Then I wheeled it to a gas station and the guy got it going.
Boy, the old man will be home any minute. We're taking off for the mountains. I'd have a fine time explaining if you weren't back.
Well, I'm back. Thanks for the ride.
I've had it 2 days and you got more dirt on it in 2 hours.
Okay, okay. Look, what else can I do, Denny? I said I was sorry.
I'll see you when we get back. Hey, Mac?
Mr. Safford home yet, Margaret?
Yes, ma'am. He's in the den.
Thank you. Hello, darling. Didn't think you'd be home yet.
Got back about a half hour ago.
How did it go?
All right.
Just all right.
We talked.
Alex, did he offer you a position? Alex, I asked you, did Charlie Bellinger offer you a job?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I guess in a way you could say that you offered me a job.
Well,
Elliot, that's not for me.
you turned it down?
I'm not interested. You know I don't understand anything about stocks and bonds.
I notice you take a reasonable interest in my investments. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't easy for me to ask him. You know that, don't you?
See why? He's an old friend of yours.
That's why it was difficult. You promised. You said this time you'd really consider it.
I said if it was something I could do, be happy doing.
You plan to make a living with this?
Ellie, listen. After I left Ballinger's office, I went to a bar. I had a drink. Just one. I wanted to think. And I took a drive. I hadn't decided not to take the job, not then. But something happened. It means a great deal to me. Ellie, listen to me, please. I saw a child struck by a motorcycle. I took her to a doctor's house, this Dr. Ferguson. He's one of the old school. You know what they're like. She was dying, Ellie. 10 years old. He didn't want to touch her. He was afraid. But I wasn't.
What did you do?
I saved her, Ellie. I brought her back. Her heart had stopped. I cut open the chest cavity and applied massage. For a moment, I think I was afraid. Perhaps I'd lost the touch. It's a tricky job. But it was all right. She came back. Do you see what that means to me, Ellie? Do you have any idea?
2 men are here from the police, ma'am. They want to see Mr. Safford.
Show them in, please, Margaret. You fool. You horrible, horrible fool.
Dr. Safford. I'm Sergeant Anderson. This is Sergeant Kirby.
Mr. Safford.
How do you do? We received a call about a hit-and-run accident.
Oh, yes.
I understand you performed an operation on the child.
She was dying. It's customary for a doctor to try to save a life.
Why, yes, sir. I wouldn't want to see a child die any more than you would.
The call came in from a Dr. Ferguson.
That's right. He telephoned for the ambulance.
I mean after the first accident report call. After the ambulance had taken away the child. Then he called us.
Yes, he mentioned he couldn't find you listed in the county medical directory. You do have a license to practice in California, don't you, Doctor?
I don't see what that has to do with you or Ferguson or anyone else. I happened to save a child's life. I didn't think at the time it was necessary to consult the licensing board.
I understand, but you do have a license.
No. Now, would you mind telling me one thing? Exactly what did Ferguson tell you?
Being involved in the case, Dr. Safford, he was concerned, that's all.
That was all. Putting himself on record just in case anything happened to the child. I know the type.
You haven't been notified?
Notified?
I'm sorry, Doctor. We thought you may have been called. You see, the little girl died on her way to the hospital.
No. Heartbeat was regular. It was strong. It's impossible.
I'm sure you did all you could, Doctor. There will be an inquest. We'll notify you.
I did what was right, Ellie.
Excuse me.
She's upset.
Yes. Well, now, if you can give us more information about the motorcyclist, we won't keep you.
Yes, look, this has been a terrible shock to me, and that girl, she was terminal. There was no doubt about it. Her heart had stopped beating. I had to do it, don't you understand?
Yes, sir, we understand. Now, what color was the motorcycle?
Oh, it's black, I think. Yes, it was black. It was small, shiny, new looking.
How old was the driver?
Well, 19, 20.
Were you driving north on Buckthorn Road? How far were you away from where the child was hit?
Well, it's hard to say. 100 yards, 200. I'm not a very good judge of distance, I'm afraid.
Would you be able to identify the driver?
I don't know. You see, it was the girl, really. I was more worried about her. I'm sorry. I know I haven't been much help to you, but I just can't understand it. The fact that she's dead, difficult operation, but it's...
I think that'll be enough, Doctor. We may want to get in touch with you again.
Of course.
No. We'll find our way out. Thank you. Peculiar. Safford says he saw the child hit by a motorcycle. Yet on the radio car report, there were no external injuries, just a bruised knee. That's peculiar.
Did you notice his face? And his wife's face when you mentioned the inquest?
Uh-huh.
Think he's in trouble?
I don't know. I think they think he is.
Where to now? The kid's parents?
Afraid so. That's a job I could live without.
What's the use? She's dead.
I can't understand.
You couldn't think about me, could you? Or even yourself. The great healer. You and God, Alex. No. Now, let's don't blame God. Just you.
All I wanted to do was to save her life.
What do you think's going to happen when they find out?
I don't see any reason to bring that up.
No, you wouldn't. After I left you with the police, I went upstairs and called Grandmother.
Why? For heaven's sake, why?
For my sake, Alex. I wanted to tell her before she reads it in the newspapers.
Thanks.
You know what she said?
Well, I can imagine. She wants you to leave in the end, go back to Boston.
Well, what do you want me to do? Just sit here and wait for the reporters? Wait for you to be arrested?
Arrested? For what? Ellie, you're hysterical. I did what any doctor would do, or should do.
You're not a doctor. You haven't been a doctor for 6 years.
You like to say that, don't you? Perhaps you'd rather I'd been like the fellow on the motorcycle and run away from it.
Yes. Yes, I'd rather you'd done that. Just driven right by. Let somebody else save her.
Fine. Of course, you're not interested. No one is interested in who really killed that child. I'm the one. I did it.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there the last time either.
You won't forget, will you? You won't let me forget. You keep everything inside. You pretend it's all right, and it isn't at all. And why the devil did you stay with me after that?
I hope we could be happy.
Happy? You know about it. Happy. It's what it's like to get up in the morning and know that it's going to be exactly like every other morning. I look at these. 100 operations, 1,000 babies I'll never deliver. You call that happy? I'm a doctor. I'll always be a doctor. That's what makes me different. You talk to me about playing God. Let me tell you something. You get a tumor or a heart attack, you can call in all of your ministers and your priests to save your soul, but you better have me there to save your life. That's why I operated on that girl, and that's why I'd do it again.
She was a good kid, bright. But, you know, I mean, considering everything, she wasn't spoiled or anything. You understand, Mr. Furlong? Your child was in perfect health. I mean, she wasn't subject to fainting spells, anything like that?
No, she was fine. A little delicate, maybe, after the operation. But that was 2 years ago. Heart condition suddenly came up. Call it stenosis, something about the valve.
She was only going to spend the night at Nancy's.
That's Nancy Wendell, a school friend. Nice kid.
Now she's gone.
Honey, why don't you go in? Lie down for a while. Just...
I think we have enough information anyway, Mr. Farrell. We're very sorry.
Hey, we're grateful for the way you've been, you know. And say about this doctor who's trying to save her life, well, we'd like to talk to him. They told us at the hospital only. I forgot the name.
Safford.
Yeah, that's it. We thought we ought to thank him for what he tried to do.
I don't think he'd expect it.
We would just like to know what happened.
Well, I'll give you his phone number and address. You know, if I live long enough, I may get a straight, simple answer from a doctor.
Like what?
Like how the Farrell kid died. The coroner's report, you should have heard it. It might have been the shock of the accident. It could have been the shock and Safford's heart massage. Then when I told him about that stenosis condition, you know what he said? Could have been a combination of all three.
You gonna put it in writing?
Mm-hmm.
And a phone should have fun with that.
I don't see where Safford's to blame. If the kid's heart had stopped, all he was trying to do was get it started again.
Well, if nobody files a complaint, he's got nothing to worry about. Just hope he has the good sense not to send the Farrellans a bill.
Oh, boy, you got a remarkable sense of humor. Oh, there's one right around that next corner.
Don't think Safford's description is gonna help us much.
Well, it's in the neighborhood someplace. Some kid might have bought one. It'll show up.
Hi.
Oh, morning, man.
Morning. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Police?
That's right.
Third time today. Fools, sprockets, always have trouble with them. You mind?
Not at all.
We'd like to look at your sales book if we could.
Stolen sickle, huh?
No, hit and run. It was black, shiny, fairly new, we think. A teenager was driving it.
That all you got? Good luck.
I think you ought to clean that first.
Nah, just stick it on.
There we go.
All right. Got any idea when it was sold?
Nope.
Okay. You want to start when? 3, 4 months back?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. Small black sickle teenager. Boy, good luck.
Safford's residence.
May I speak to Dr. Safford, please?
He isn't in just now. May I take a message?
Do you know when he'll be back?
I couldn't say. Who's calling, please?
Mr. Farrellin. Is this Mrs. Safford?
No, sir. But if you'll hold on, I'll see if she can come to the phone.
No, it doesn't matter. When the doctor comes in, will you tell him I called?
Yes, sir.
My number is 347-1347.
1347.
Yes. Thank you. He'll call when he gets back, honey.
That was the doctor's office you called?
No, Mama, he's home.
Maybe you should call the office.
It's the only number the sergeant gave me yet. Wait a minute. It's funny, only a residence number. The one I called.
Maybe he got an office out of town.
Yeah, maybe.
Jack, I just have to talk to him.
He'll call, Liz. He'll call now. Don't worry.
It was a routine hit and run report. I thought that there might be something for a follow-up on that series we did a month ago, so I looked up the phone book on the doctor who performed the operation. That was Safford.
And he told you?
No. No, he wasn't in, but there was no office and there was no MD after his name, so I called the other doctor, Ferguson. He made the whole thing sound funny, like there was something wrong. So it was just a hunch. I checked the morgue, I found the item, I wired Boston.
What's a nice way of saying abortion?
There isn't any.
You can't use it. Our publisher's allergic to the word. Illegal operation. Now, here's your subhead. Wealthy Boston women specialist served 4 years for illegal operation. You better check the police. See what the score is in that Farrellan kid.
All right. Donald, what do you think will happen to Safford?
What's the matter? You got a guilty conscience? You know what'll happen. He'll be crucified. You just hammered the first nail.
I wasn't played up too much in the Boston papers because Safford's wife, or at least her grandmother, has a lot of money. Wingate Steel. Money didn't help. Safford got 4 years. Needless to say, Grandma doesn't approve.
Well, what time does your first edition go to press?
About an hour.
Better tell Bone.
True. Excuse me?
What's Safford's like? Typical?
Typical of what? A man in trouble?
Typical of a man with his background.
Oh, I don't know. I do think he did what he thought was right for that Farrellan kid.
Can I quote you?
No.
All right. So now what happens? You think he'll be charged?
What for? Prior record has nothing to do with this.
Well, it isn't going to help his popularity.
Not if you have anything to do about it, it won't.
Oh, come on, Nick. Surely you don't believe in censorship of the press.
No, I don't. But I do believe in a little more truth here and there, and a little less sensationalism when all it means is hurting someone. Do you know there was a motorcyclist involved in that accident?
Yes. But that's everyday stuff. That doesn't make headlines. That doesn't give me a byline.
Sure. Heroes never make as good reading as villains. You know, May, this may surprise you, but there are still a great many people who believe that a man is innocent until proven guilty.
All right. So Safford is guilty of practicing without a license. Isn't that at least a misdemeanor?
In the case of an emergency, I don't think so. But a hit and run now, that's a felony. Why don't you print that? Might still be a buck in it for you.
Thanks for the lecture, Nick. And the coffee.
If you must find someone to hang, I might be able to think of something for you.
Listen, you do that and I'll cry all the way to the bank.
Good afternoon, sir. There was a telephone call for you this morning. Mr. Farrellan.
Thank you, Margaret.
Sorry I was so long. How are you, Frank? Barbara?
Okay.
Did you make the arrangements, Jack?
Everything's taken care of, honey.
Did you see her?
No, Mrs. Farrellan.
Did you?
No, I didn't. What, Frank? Frank. Frank.
Oh, dear God.
Jack? Jack? Jack, what is it?
No, Liz, don't. No.
What is it? Jack! Jack! Ah, no!
I'd like to speak to Mr. Farrellin, please.
I'm sorry. He can't see anybody right now. The little girl just passed away. Are you a friend of the family?
No, but I was there. I tried to save her. My name is Safford.
Then you're the doctor who...
Who is it, Father?
Mr. Farrellin, I'm Alexander Safford. You called me this morning. I wanted to talk to you, explain what happened. I swear she was alive when she was put in that ambulance. You must believe that. You filth, you killed my baby. You killed her. No, I understand your feelings, but I tried. I did what I could. Abortions? Murder! Jack! Go on! Please! He killed her! Let it go!
How did you make out? With the motorcycle, nothing yet. Dan's out now following the lead. Did you know the Farrellins filed a complaint at the DA's office?
That's right.
What's the charge?
Suspicion of manslaughter.
They going through with it?
Not yet. I talked to Miller. He says he's waiting until after the inquest. I'm not.
What do you mean?
Pick up Safford.
You mean you're going to book him?
I want him picked up. We'll hold him for questioning. Manslaughter, criminal negligence, any charge you want. Guy with a record like his, we'd better have him where we can keep an eye on him. I don't want him giving us any more headaches.
Okay.
Oh, Nick. You can be nice and polite. In case the complaint's thrown out, we don't want a suit for false arrest, do we?
Yes?
I've been inquiring about the ambulance attendants who brought in a young girl yesterday. A cardiac case. Her name was Lisa Farrellin.
What was it you wanted to know?
I'd like to speak with them, please.
They're both off duty today. Perhaps I can help.
No. It's urgent that I speak to them. I'm Dr. Whitley, the child's family physician.
Oh, yes, doctor. I can give you their phone numbers if that'll help.
Please.
There you are, doctor.
Thank you.
It won't be long now.
That man that just left, isn't he the one?
Why, he said he was Dr. Whitley. I'm sure that's the same man.
Well, that's what we thought.
Terrible. I want to talk to the police.
Yeah.
Mr. Singer.
Yeah?
I just talked with your house. Your wife was kind enough to tell me where I could find you. I have to talk with you.
Sure. What's it about?
Could we,
I'll be right back.
Mind sitting over here?
about a girl you brought to the hospital yesterday.
Oh, that Farrelling kid. Yeah?
So I'm a doctor. It's terribly important that I know exactly what happened to her.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. It was a hit-and-run accident. And some doctor tried a heart massage. Hey, you're the doctor. You were there, I remember.
Now, she was alive when she was put into the ambulance, wasn't she?
Oh, wait a minute. If you were the kid's doctor, why didn't you come with us?
Look, that doesn't matter. All I want is a simple answer. I've got to know. She was alive when you drove away from the house. Now, what happened in that ambulance?
Listen, don't you start accusing me of letting that kid die.
I am sorry. Please sit down. Please try to understand. See, they're trying to say that I killed her. But don't you see, I saved her life. What happened after that is not my fault.
Well, it's not my fault either, Doc.
I brought her back. She was alive. You know she was.
Look, you got a guilty conscience. That's your problem. But I do the job I'm supposed to do. I do it right.
Do your job? It was a life, a child's life. You let her go. Stupid, careless. You did it. I'm talking to you. You listen.
Hey, let go. What are you, out of your skull?
Admit it was your fault. Murderer, that's what they call me. You're the murderer. You're afraid to tell the truth. Murderer! Let go!
Grab him! He's dangerous. He'll kill somebody! Stop him! He's dangerous. He'll kill somebody!
It's all right, Mr. Safford. We just want you to come along with us, ask you some questions.
The guy's cops? He's psycho.
All right, fellas, nothing to worry about. We'll take care of it.
Mr. Safford, we are not arresting you. I want you to understand that. Just some questions.
I couldn't watch her die. That's all.
I couldn't have either.
I held a heart in these. I did. You couldn't, Sergeant. I held that girl's heart and made it beat again. My car's over there.
Mrs. Safford?
How do you do?
How do you do?
I know that you're extremely busy, Mr. Egan. Did Mr. Aldrich explain why I wanted to see you?
He said you wanted to speak to me about your husband. Would you sit down?
Yes. Mr. Aldrich is not a criminal lawyer. That's why he sent me to you.
Well, as I told him, I don't think this is a criminal case.
There's to be an inquest the day after tomorrow. I should like you to represent my husband.
I still don't see why Aldrich can't appear for him.
Mr. Egan, I don't know if you're aware that Mr. Aldrich represents me through my grandmother.
Mrs. Wingate.
Then you do know. My grandmother means a great deal more to Mr. Aldrich than I do. He knows that she's upset. A little more than upset about all this. He also knows that nothing would please her more than to see my husband go to jail for life, if necessary.
If necessary?
So that I leave him. It doesn't make any difference to her. Why? I can't depend on Mr. Aldrich to help Alexander. That's what I'm trying to say.
Cigarette, Mrs. Safford?
No, thank you.
Let's say it all. This is what I got from Aldrich. Your grandmother, Mrs. Wingate, brought you up from age 10. At 20, you met Safford. Mrs. Wingate disapproved, but you married him anyway. Since the illegal operation, things have been touch and go between you and your grandmother. Is that about it?
Yes. Now this.
The Farrelling child. Well, whether he had a license or not, Mrs. Safford, he did the only thing he could in an emergency.
We've been getting calls. Horrible telephone calls, I can't tell you.
You don't have to. Things like this bring out the dirt in some people.
Mr. Aldrich says that pressure might be put on the prosecutor. I mean, Alex's background and everything.
You know, a lawyer's not supposed to question another lawyer's judgment. It's called ethics. But Mr. Aldrich is talking through his hat. The pressure he's concerned with comes from your grandmother's retaining fee.
You make it sound as if nothing's the matter. Nothing's going to happen.
No, I didn't mean that. What I'm saying is that from what Aldrich told me, all your husband tried to do was save a kid's life. In effect, that's what the newspapers said. What your grandmother might feel about your husband has nothing to do with this case.
I'm worried about the illegal operation 6 years ago.
Seems to me he's paid for that, hasn't he?
They won't let him stop paying.
Mrs. Safford, your husband, what's he like?
Well, he's, it's hard to explain.
Well, he's your husband. You live with him.
But he's very kind.
He doesn't work, does he?
There's a laboratory in the house. He does experiments with mice and rats, something to do with vitamins.
But you support him.
My grandmother supports us.
Mrs. Safford, why didn't your husband come with you to see me?
He doesn't know I'm here. I didn't see any reason to tell him. I want him to have the best attorney I can find. Mr. Aldrich assures me you are the best.
But you don't trust Mr. Aldrich.
Now that I've talked to you, Mr. Egan, I trust you.
All right. I'd like to see your husband as soon as possible, Mrs. Safford. Will you ask him to meet me at Shakespeare's restaurant at 5 o'clock this afternoon? Here's the address.
Yes. Yes, I'll ask him. Thank you, Mr. Egan.
Good day.
Oh, well, Dr. Ferguson, do you think that Safford did the right thing?
I'm not sure that I'm in a position to answer that.
Safford insists the child's heart had stopped beating. Now, in his place, would you have attempted the heart massage?
In the case of the Farrellin child, not knowing the nature of the injuries or her personal history, I would have been most hesitant to attempt such radical procedure.
Even if you knew the heart had stopped beating?
Well, that's conjecture, Miss Curtis. A doctor can't afford such luxury.
You're saying Safford made a mistake that the child's heart had not stopped?
I'm saying nothing of the sort. I don't know. With an operation such as Safford undertook, it's usually performed in the favorable atmosphere of a hospital.
Oh, but under the circumstances, do you think that Safford did the right thing?
There have been occasions where the layman has effected remarkable, if somewhat crude, assistance in emergencies. I'm not sure that I'd care to place Safford in that category. I'm afraid I'll have to terminate the interview, Miss Curtis.
Just one more question, Doctor.
Briefly, please.
In your opinion, does a man like Safford prejudice the trust that most of us hold for the medical profession?
He most certainly does.
Thank you so much, Doctor. My readers will be very interested in your point of view.
I'll take those. Jake's deluxe service.
Well, why doesn't Jake wear his net stockings?
Oh. Look, pal, I won't practice law if you don't do jokes.
You've got a deal, Jake. Well, Dr. Safford, let's get down to business.
From what I hear, your fee must be quite high. I guess I owe my wife even more than I thought.
Since you kept the appointment, you think you can swallow a little more pride and accept the fact that I'm representing you, even though she's paying for it?
I haven't much choice, have I?
All the choice in the world. We can forget the whole thing. It's up to you, Doctor.
Sorry.
All right. Now, there are two things that bother me. First, are you sure that young girl's heart had stopped beating?
She was clinically dead.
No question about it.
None.
Well, from what this Dr. Ferguson says or implies, he wasn't in the room with you when you started operating.
But does he think I operated just to keep in practice?
I don't know what he thinks yet. Second point, why didn't you go with the child in the ambulance?
I operated. She was alive, breathing normally. I assumed there would be no complications.
Oh, come off it, Doctor. You know once you take over the care of a patient, that's it. You're responsible from there on.
You forget I'm no longer a practicing physician.
No, I'm not forgetting, but it's a fine line. You're still considered to be a doctor.
The medical board might not agree with you. Besides, I've been through all this before.
This time it might be a lot tougher, Doctor. Remember, you've got a criminal record. Abortion. To some people, that puts you in a class with Jack the Ripper. Now, I'm asking you again. Why didn't you go to the hospital with that child?
She was all right. She was alive.
You said that.
I'm saying it again. Besides, Ferguson didn't think it was necessary to go with her either. No. My conscience is clear.
Oh, you're a very lucky man.
And I'm not going to crawl at the inquest either. If anybody thinks that I'm going to admit that I was wrong, they're in for a big surprise. I'd do it again.
Just as a point of interest, Doctor, do you feel you were justified in doing what you did 6 years ago?
I paid for that crime.
You haven't answered my question.
The girl was suicidal. In taking the baby, I saved her life.
You made that decision alone?
Yes.
And the ethics involved didn't bother you?
My duty was to the girl, not to any system of rigid conformity.
Oh, I see. Society's wrong, and you're right, huh?
In her case, yes.
In your case, Doctor, convicting you.
They were wrong. And I wasn't aware that the Forellan inquest was going to deal with my past sins.
Then you're in for a big shock, Doctor. You better unlock that ivory tower of yours. In this community, you're as welcome as a pair of boll weevils in a field of cotton.
I don't care what the community thinks.
You better start caring, because this community is about to sit in judgment on you.
Why? Because I'm dedicated to what I believe in?
Depends. Are you dedicated to the medical profession or yourself?
I resent that.
I thought you would. You know what you are in the eyes of society, Doctor? You are a phony, a quack abortionist, a jailbird. Your name is a stigma to every doctor in this country. They don't want you around. They don't even want to be reminded of you. You know what newspapers do with a thing like this? Can you see how they play them up? A sweet little girl is dead. Is Safford guilty again? Don't you get the picture, Doctor?
What do you want? What are you trying to do to me? For heaven's sake, I did everything I could. I swear to you. I tried to tell the parents I wanted only for her to live. Does that make me a murderer, does it?
No, not to me it doesn't. But I'm not going to be sitting on that coroner's jury.
May I come in?
Yeah?
Have you had dinner?
Have a sandwich.
How did the meeting go with Mr. Egan?
You must be a very good lawyer. I ought to thank you, Eleanor. I don't think I could have afforded him.
What did he say?
Well, he was arrogant, insulting, told me exactly what he thought of me. Guess that matches what everyone else thinks, including your grandmother and you.
Alex, what did he say about the inquest?
I don't know. They'll try to establish the cause of death, make it look as though I were negligent, and they can try me for manslaughter. Funny, isn't it? I operated on the child to keep my surgeon's hand in practice. You understand?
It isn't funny, Alex.
No, it isn't. I look at this, what's happening to me. It's as though I'm standing outside myself, watching someone else go through it. The same recurring nightmare every 6 years.
Grandmother called again while you were out.
Huh?
She wants me to fly back to Boston tomorrow. She thinks it'd be better if I weren't here during the inquest.
Well, of course, she's right. You've been through it before. Loyal wife, newspaper filth. There's no point in going through it again.
You want me to go?
I'm sure it's the only thing to do. Everything will be all right.
I'm sure it will.
Mustn't throw any more dirt on the precious Wingate name, must we?
That's all you think about, isn't it? It doesn't occur to you that just possibly I'm involved in all this. Oh, you're very clever with sarcasm, so subtle. A loyal wife, newspaper filth. No point in going through that again. Well, is there a point? You talk about a recurring nightmare every 6 years, watching yourself suffering. You. What about me? I've been living a nightmare, too. What about me?
We are proceeding To make inquiry into the death of Lisa Farrell, the human being. Present for the record, we have a representative of the police department and a representative of the district attorney's office. I also have before me the original subpoena served on witnesses in this inquiry. I observe at the table Mr. John Egan, an attorney. Mr. Egan has business before this tribunal. He may rise and so state.
Yes, Mr. Coroner. I'm appearing on behalf of my client, Dr. Alexander Safford.
Very well. I will now proceed to call...
Coroner, please, I should like to raise some questions. I demand the right to question the witnesses on behalf of the bereaved parents of the victim.
Your name?
Arthur Tyndall, attorney at law.
You're out of order, Mr. Tyndall. Questioning of witnesses will be confined to myself and to those parties officially concerned with these proceedings. Now sit down, please. I call the first witness, Dr. Edgar Bolin. Dr. Bolin, you are the deceased's pediatrician.
Yes, sir. I attended her since birth.
You described a previous heart condition. Stenosis?
That is correct. Congenital pulmonary stenosis. She was about 8 years old at the time of the operation.
Mr. Carter, please.
Mr. Miller.
Doctor, would you say the operation at the time she was 8 years old, would you say that that operation was a success?
At that time, as far as we could determine, yes.
So far as you know, Doctor.
Surgically, it was a success. Of course, one can never be absolutely definite about, what shall we say, residual effects. But in the main, the prognosis for a long and happy life was favorable.
Is it possible, Dr. Bolin, that a shock could have induced a seizure?
As a direct result of the prior operation? No, sir, that's highly unlikely. Two entirely different things. We're talking here of cardiac arrest, which led to death. That has nothing to do with the valve obstruction, stenosis.
Doctor, if a shock was severe enough, could it have produced this cardiac arrest?
I wouldn't care to guess.
I'm not asking you to guess, Doctor.
On behalf of the parents of the dead child, I object. Mr. Egan is badgering the witness.
The spectators will not participate in this hearing.
The good doctor has stated that the previous operation had nothing to do with the little girl's death.
Sit down, Mr. Tyndall.
Why are we evading the issue? There's been talk about a motorcycle. How do we know there ever was a motorcycle? On Safford's word, the word of a convicted man, nobody else ever saw the accident. Sir, I suggest that we're putting the cart before the horse. Why don't we start with the accident, with little Lisa's being struck down?
Mr. Coroner.
Can I see your driver's license, please? This your bike?
Would you mind telling me how long ago you bought it?
A couple months back. This your correct address?
Oxnard. It's quite a little drive. You come down here very often?
When I feel like it.
Did you feel like it last Tuesday?
No, we felt like Santa Barbara.
Do you have any witnesses to that? Besides your friend?
Yeah, I got a ticket up there. Speeding.
Thanks.
Eleanor, you should have come with us. A walk on a day like this would do you so much good. Bring all the lovely color into your cheeks.
Tomorrow, Grandmother.
Now, you don't have to try and cover that up. You're writing to Alexander, aren't you?
Yes. I want to explain.
Well, I should think that explanations are unnecessary. The situation is quite obvious to me.
You're not married to him, Grandmother.
No. No, dear, I'm not. All right, now you go right ahead and finish your letter. And don't forget about the concert tonight, will you?
Grandmother.
Yes, dear.
I'm worried. I can't help it. The inquest and everything. He's very alone out there.
Eleanor, he is always going to be alone. You must know that by now. That's why you came home to me. I know it wasn't easy for you, dear. But you made a very wise decision. It will be better for both of you. Be done with it. You're a young woman, Eleanor. There's so much more for you in life. You belong here. Now I'm going to go and take a rest. Cocktails at 6. See you then.
Alexander suffered studied with me. He always believed to the fullest in the oath he took. It was like an obsession with him. It caused him trouble. I don't give a tinker's damn what society thinks, he says to me during the trial in Boston. The girl's life is much more important. He feels too much for people. He thinks that he alone can prevent suffering. He allows himself to be identified with his patient. For a medical man, this is wrong. It's wrong to be involved too deeply. How can one be objective? And yet, where is the wrong of trying to help a dying child?
Thank you, Doctor.
The defendant was one of your favorite students, Dr. Hesberg?
Yes, a very bright young man.
Well, from the description you've just given, he sounds like a very unstable young man. Would that be your conclusion?
Unstable? No. Emotional, perhaps.
Would you have called him a good doctor?
Technically, yes.
Dr. Hesberg, were you suffering from, say, an incurable disease? Would you want a man like Safford to be your physician?
No. He would want to die my death with me, which is too much to ask of any doctor.
I thought you'd be asleep.
No.
I would have been home earlier, but our plane was grounded for 3 hours in Kansas City.
Would you like a drink?
Is it over, the inquest?
There'll be more tomorrow. I'll probably be on the stand.
There wasn't anything about it in the Boston papers.
It must have made your grandmother happy.
It doesn't matter about her.
Does it matter to you?
Very much. That's why I came home.
I missed you. I've needed you.
I'm glad I went back, though. I can't live there with her. I want to be with you.
That's good.
You haven't said that in a long time.
I know, I'm sorry. I love you.
Dr. Ferguson, would you be good enough to explain why you were hesitant to prescribe treatment for Lisa when Safford brought her into your house?
I didn't know the nature of her injury.
Oh, I see. Was she unconscious?
Yes.
Did you listen to her heartbeat?
Yes, I did.
To the best of your knowledge, Dr. Ferguson, was she suffering from what we laymen would describe as a heart attack?
Without proper examination, I couldn't be positive.
Of course not, Dr. Ferguson. Thank you.
Questions, Mr. Egan? Yes, sir. Dr. Ferguson, you say the first time you saw Lisa Farrellin, she was unconscious.
That is correct, sir.
And being unconscious, might she not have also been dying?
I have no opinion.
You have no opinion. I didn't think you would. I understand many physicians in this state practice extreme caution when brought into a case where the patient is unknown to them. Is that true?
Well, once a doctor assumes responsibility, as in the case of the Farrellin child, she becomes his patient. From then on, he is answerable for her well-being. I would suppose that some doctors do practice discretion in assuming that responsibility.
I imagine they do. Would you say that was your attitude?
No, sir, it was not. I have stated that I did not know the extent of her injury. There'd been extreme shock. There is a high percentage of fatalities when such operations are performed. It's my opinion that external massage should have been attempted first.
Why didn't you attempt it?
What do you mean? Well, I was on the telephone calling for an ambulance.
Oh, that's right. You were on the telephone calling for an ambulance. Then it's possible that Dr. Safford felt it was too late for external heart massage. Is that true?
I don't believe he would be qualified to come to such a conclusion. I understand he lost his license and his freedom once before for a similar error in judgment.
Let's stay with this case, Doctor. At the conclusion of the operation, what was your medical opinion of the Farrellin child's condition?
Why, I'd say it was fair.
Now, Dr. Safford has been criticized for his failure to accompany the girl to the hospital in the ambulance. Why didn't you go?
It wasn't my place.
Not your place? You're a duly licensed physician, are you not? Serving in the great tradition of Hippocrates?
It wasn't my place, sir. Dr. Safford performed the operation. She was his patient.
You're confusing me, Doctor. A moment ago, you said he wasn't qualified. Now you imply he is. But you have made one point abundantly clear. Since he was no longer licensed in your profession, we may now look on him as an ordinary citizen trying to do his best to save a life, the way a cab driver or a policeman or even I might try. Is that right?
I wouldn't say that.
I would. Now, look, Doctor. A child was brought to your house in an emergency. An operation was performed in which you capably assist. Yet when it's over, you feel no responsibility. Why not, Doctor?
Mr. Coroner, I object. Dr. Ferguson isn't on trial here.
This isn't a trial, Mr. Tyndall. Sit down.
No, sir. He's been impugning my... I want to make this clear. That child was his patient.
This is a farce, a parody. Dr. Ferguson is not the defendant here.
That is a matter of opinion, Mr. Tyndall. Well, that's a lucky dog. That's where I'd like to be, in a nice, cold tub.
Hop in.
Is that your bike?
Yeah.
Had it long?
Oh, couple of weeks. Why?
Well, we've been looking for a motorcycle. Young fellow in a hit-and-run accident up on Buckthorn Road.
Oh?
Heard about it?
No, we just got back from vacation.
Take the machine with you?
Yeah, Dad tied it on the back of the wagon. Look,
If you know anything about this accident, I wish you'd tell me. The little girl is dead.
It wasn't me. The day before we left on vacation, I loaned it to a guy. I wondered why he was gone so long.
What's his name?
Gee, I don't want to get him in trouble.
If he didn't do anything, he won't get in any trouble. Neither will you.
Huh, you don't know my old man.
I'll talk to him. What's your friend's name?
Harold McBride. He lives down the block, number 273.
Thanks.
Dr. Seppard, do you believe society must live according to rules?
Yes. I imagine it must.
But not you. Those rules are for others less enlightened than you.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't have to. Your actions make it quite clear. Dr. Seppard, tell me, you don't think much of Dr. Ferguson, do you? Oh, you're a plain, ordinary sort of man. Stodgy. Well, you might call him stodgy. Reactionary. Well, as a matter of fact, he's the kind of doctor who's outlived his usefulness in your book, isn't he?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm asking you.
No. No, I don't think much of Dr. Ferguson.
Why? Because Dr. Ferguson is not a breaker of rules? Because he lives according to the standards of his profession? Because he doesn't take the rules and bend them according to his own pattern of behavior?
No, because he's afraid. He was afraid to help that child.
Afraid, Dr. Seppard? Or aware? Aware of the terrible danger inherent in an operation such as you tried to perform?
There was no choice.
For you? But does it occur to you that had you listened to Dr. Ferguson, had you first tried external heart massage, that child might be alive today?
I don't think so.
Of course not. Because you have your own set of rules and you interpret them to suit the occasion. Just as you did once before. Dr. Safford, truthfully, you find it difficult to live under the laws of society, don't you?
No, I don't.
Well, I might tell you that society finds it hard to live with a man like you. It doesn't like your kind. It never has, and believe me, it never will. Tell me this. During your days of practice, when you held a scalpel in your hand, what were your feelings?
I don't understand the question.
All right, I'll rephrase it. Were you aware of your power of life and death during an operation?
Well, I suppose every doctor is aware of that power at one time or another. But consciously, at the moment of operation, no.
Your wife, Dr. Safford, is a very wealthy woman, heiress to the Wingate steel fortunes. Did she set you up in practice in Boston?
She helped me, yes.
Well, as a matter of fact, it did make it easier for you to obtain patients with her connections.
Some of my patients were friends of the family.
Indeed. But I understand you spent a good many hours a week in a free clinic.
Yes.
Very commendable. Did it give you a thrill to alleviate the suffering of the poor?
Thrill? No. Most doctors give some of their time to clinics.
Isn't there a certain amount of freedom in the treatment of such cases? You can afford to be more daring without expectation of a fee. Isn't there a tendency, say, to experiment?
No, certainly not.
Wasn't that the case with the little girl?
No.
Wasn't it perhaps like the clinic? Didn't you just stand there looking down at that unconscious girl, and didn't your fingers itch to do something?
You're wrong. No.
Your chosen profession had been denied you 6 years. Tell the truth, Mr. Safford. Isn't it possible that you might have been mistaken?
No.
That the little girl's heart had not stopped beating?
No.
And that you couldn't resist the temptation to see if the old skill was still there?
God, no!
Mr. Safford, I pity you.
Dr. Safford, I have one question. Why did you operate on Lisa Farrellin? Apply heart massage?
I couldn't see the child die. Her heart wasn't beating. I couldn't watch her die without trying. That's all I could do.
Thank you, Doctor.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Mr. Coroner.
We make the following findings. Lisa Farrellin met her death by accidental means. There was no criminal responsibility on the part of Dr. Safford. We have fully considered the arrest of the motorcyclist Harold McBride and his admission of responsibility in arriving at our findings.
Yes. Well, in the matter of the motorcyclist, the district attorney's office will handle any further proceedings. I thank you. This hearing is closed.
Sure you don't want me to wait downstairs?
No.
What?
Mr. Farrellin, this is my lawyer, Mr. Egan. May we come in?
No.
I have to talk with you.
About what?
The good news, I was there. What do you want?
I want to tell you I'm sorry. I want you to listen.
Oh, yeah. This is your lawyer. Uh-huh. Now that you're in the clear, what, you're going to pay us off? How much for my kid? 10,000. Well, maybe you'll be generous. You've got a rich wife. 20,000. What's a child's life worth to someone's conscience?
Mr. Farrellin, please.
Oh, I'll tell you, mister. When I heard that verdict, I thought of coming after you with a gun. That's what I thought.
So I'm sorry.
Sure, you're sorry. You want to come in. Do you want to see an empty house? Look! There's no kid here. She's dead. No wife. She's doing some more crying down at her mother's. What else do you need for kicks, mister? What else?
Please believe me. Your little girl's heart had stopped. All I did was try to help.
You lie. You want me to make you feel better. You want to be able to sleep nights. Well, I'm glad I didn't come after you with a gun. That'd make it too easy for you. You've got a lot of years, mister, to think about what you've done. Yeah, you got off. Oh, sure. But someday, oh, someday, they're gonna put you where you belong.
Perhaps he's right.
No. He's wrong.
I never in my life wanted anything more than for him to believe me.